So I've been hospitalized twice.
Since last time we talked.
When's the last time we talked? It had to have been
Yeah, a
last time we
couple.
talked.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago or last? No, it was
Yeah.
last. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. So it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think it's right after that we had to talk that I just like, I don't know, man. Um, I was going through intensive outpatient therapy and I decided not to go. And then this is what happened. So my eyes were not right. I didn't think my eyes were okay. I was
Hmm.
like seeing some sort of lights and I felt it would be best to go to the ER. And so when I went to the ER, they checked out my eyes, but then also they said, we're concerned about your mental health. And they're like, we're going to give you a welfare check or you're going to get a welfare check at the hospital. Um, so
So what?
I,
That's where they just like ask you a bunch of questions and stuff, try and make sure you're okay.
no, this is when they put me in an actual hospital
Oh.
and like they try to just help contain because and the the problem was too is like not the problem, but I knew what they knew, and we all knew what was going on, and that
Hmm.
was the fact that I was in Mania, um, and I I don't like it, man. I don't like talking about it. I don't like acknowledging bipolar and its darker sides. I mean, literally on Facebook, if you are friends with me, you can just see like the consistent posting of just kind of like weirdness
Hmm.
and madness and sexual frustration was up there,
Hmm.
like and um yeah, so that and then LinkedIn like they canceled me. So I was posting like I wasn't posting things appropriate, like for
Hmm.
LinkedIn, and they're like goodbye. so, so it's like one of the aftermaths, like okay, kind of wish I didn't do that, but
Yeah.
yeah. So
Well, you can't really take it back, I guess.
no, and nah, that's a fair point. So what did I learn from this? I guess I learned um, I need to take more ownership of my condition and never really falter in thinking that I'm always okay or some sense, like I always need to just be aware that. And I thought I was doing a good job for a time. It's just a
Hmm.
lot of stressors came up, and um, I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah, you can just got to do what you can.
yeah. So I pretty much imploded, and I wish I had a better explanation.
Hmm.
Like, hey, like this is um, this is this is bipolar and blah 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 blah. Or I don't want this to be a pity party. You know,
Hmm.
You're like, oh, woe is me, man. I got this stupid condition, or I'm blaming people left and right, for certain things. It's just like, all right, how do I take more ownership and check my ego?
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I think that's really like important though. Not, you're not blaming other people. You're just trying to figure it out for yourself.
yeah, yeah, and I I just the story goes on. I
Hmm.
guess at the end of the day, like, um, did I feel bad about myself? Yeah, like, I, but at the end of the day, like, um, the funny part is that I actually was gonna take myself to the hospital. I was actually gonna say I need a welfare check. So it's because the like I don't know what comes over me, man, when I'm
Mm-hmm.
in. It's a different. I feel like it's almost a different entity.
Mm-hmm.
It is as weird as that sounds. Like manic possession.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's completely different.
Hey, yeah, night and day. I mean, I I'm just like, I'm at a point where I'm trying to understand it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to understand it and like conceptualize it, and because here's the other thing too. Like, I am a Christian, so like back when I was growing up in that cult, I mentioned, uh, there was a hyper focus of like spiritual entities, and like I studied theology. I've gone through the Bible plenty of times, and still practicing, uh, and it does make aware like the enemy, the devil is out like a roaring lion, like that. There is this type of struggle with your faith and Satan and all that stuff. What I grew up in was kind of extreme, and it was like us versus them, like this kind of like crazy, like everything's under a microscope, your behavior, all that you're doing, it's the devil this, devil that. And that's, and I from what I understand about Christianity now and then what I grew up in is vastly different.